is the Great Taurus, any good in patch 6.1.2. It certainly looks amazing. This unit looks so good, they should put a statue of it to decorate the New York Stock Exchange. And that's no bull. Yes, I went there. Deal with it. More seriously, someone asked for an Overseer video, and I should probably cover the mount options in their own videos first, at least 2025 editions. So let's get busy. Recruited for 1100 gold and 275 upkeep, which is not outlandish at all. On Ultra, this monster comes in at 6,668 health and armor 50. You're probably thinking that sounds awfully low compared to some, and you would be right, but not every monster can fly. Missile resistance is 15% base, and fire resistance is a full 35%, so the TLDR is that Hobgoblin archers can rain fire around it all day, and the bull will only get slightly perturbed. Everything around it will end up worse. Leadership of 60 is not particularly impressive. Speed 80 and charge speed 93 are aerial defaults, but that's not exactly when adjusted for ground level. Melee attack begins at 46 and is flaming attack full time, so remember all the fire synergy issues in the faction. Attack interval of 3.8 is a bit more vicious than usual, splash target size is large, so trolls on down, and max target splashed is 5. Melee defense of 28 is on the low end of average for a monster. Weapon strength of 450 is good for a melee lord. Damage split of base 130 and armor piercing 320 is extremely in favor of crumpling metal suits. There is no bonus versus type, but the charge bonus is a ferocious 18. Yes, the charging bull is a thing, even through the air. Mass is a healthy 2000. Considered a siege attacker, the Taurus inflicts fear and terror and has the blazing body trait, so it builds up extra physical resistance and a large dose of melee reflection, which is good, because in melee against blobs, if it's not charging, it's going to get hit a bunch. And note, this is not a demon. If it gets damaged a lot, it's going to flee, it's going to take to the air and head for the hills. In the redline skills, Hellish Blows, last seen for the Skullcracker, at 3 pips provides melee attack plus 6 and weapon strength plus 12%. Wretched Warhost gives rank 7 Bulls plus 12% more weapon strength, plus 12 charge bonus flat, so now it's 92, and 10% physical resistance. It didn't start with any. In the tech tree, Mighty Monsters add speed plus 10% and ward save 5%. That's nice. Beasts of Zar gives a unit cap enlargement discount and adds plus 10% more weapon strength, hardly wasted. The rest of the fun is with the Hellforge, and while not compact, the only size this comes in is fun. The earliest potential upgrade, soundproofed armor named like the equivalent for others, simply provides Vanguard deployment, which is really aggressive on a flying unit. The next, Chameleon Hide, makes a comeback too and provides stock on a flying unit that has a minimum charge bonus of 80. Rune of Frenzy adds Frenzy to the mix, and that means more melee attack and more damage. Both are great. The Bound Demon of Murder grants murderous charge like the Bull Centaur Renders can get, and that's mass plus 50%, charge bonus plus 40%, charge speed plus 30%, and acceleration plus 20% once you begin a charge. Can you see how ridiculous this can get? Black Shard Armor adds plus 25 armor, simple as that. Rune of Lifesteal provides strength from flesh. You know what the Gore Greed using Minotaurs use, 50% better than the Hunger with the same idea, regeneration in melee. So yeah, hungry bulls rather than hippos. Rune of Resistance slaps on plus 15% missile resistance, which is good, and Bound Barrier Demon grants 800 barrier hit points, and percentage-wise given this unit's HP pool, it's a lot, it's over 10% of its health. So how do we use the Great Taurus? For all I've explained, the simple and straightforward truth is that this is a fairly fast, middling armored, porcupine-style special ability, angry mass of muscle and horns. You have to keep it out of trouble until you want it to cause trouble. But then, you charge it in and break as much China or as much Cathay as possible. You're not trapped with them, they're trapped with... you get the idea. It's brute force, it's a powerful hammer, but it's also just not an anti-blob unit by itself if it's not charging and running over everything. And then you discover two things. 1. The magic of priority. Infantry aren't something you even need to actively attack if there's a bigger priority around. You just hit it as hard as you can, charge into something else and hit that hard, turn around and hit the first thing again or the big bad behind it. 2. It's really hard to hurt this thing with your own fire spells and fire-inflicting artillery. Once you understand those two things, the fog lifts, and you realize the sheer power that's been put into your hands for a mere 275 upkeep. Precisely because it's simple and melee only, there's no analysis paralysis, you just need to get good. It's not a matter of if you charge into the middle of a mass of troops, it's when and where. Doing it in the middle of melee troops that were going to tie down your blunderbusses may not stop them, or then again maybe it will, and your blunderbusses will shred everything around it and do some friendly damage, but not too much. You see that this is one of your best options for bullying footlords. You see that this will crush artillery, it will dominate small entity chariots, it will mangle a lot of cavalry, and it will continually mess the enemy's plans up. Yes, eventually that leadership isn't high enough to keep going, but for a relatively cheap and more importantly really available monster, it's a pocket rocket you point in the general direction of the enemy and let it go. Or in other words, long range, medium, or short, you're setting up kill zones. The Great Taurus is the melee version of bait, and at some point, you'll drop a firestorm on it, or you'll just drop a dreadquake in the middle of the massive, allegedly nickel and diming it down. And you will smile. Final note, in this footage here, the final damage inflicted is not that impressive because this is a fear and terror monster. It is breaking stuff up, it is making stuff flee. So you're winning before having to kill everything in sight. And it's not the greatest for killing everything in sight, because max target splash 5 is still not that high. So, you have to combine it with something else for ideally running down everything, but I've done those videos already. Wolf Raiders for the win. Take care, and have fun charging your opponents on reasonable fees, payable in blood and pain.